Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be playing with the new ColourPop Beauty and the Beast collab. ColourPop sent this in PR. It arrived yesterday and I'm really excited to try it out. We have a few things here, or I have a few things here in front of me. So first off, there's the Beauty and the Beast eyeshadow palette. I'm interested in this, especially like the yellows here, because I sometimes forget about yellow eyeshadow, and I think it'd be fun to do a look with that, especially because like Belle's dress is super classic color. It does seem like they took into account the movie with this color story to me. Sometimes ColourPop has been hit or miss with that. A lot of people have been like, what do these colors even have to do with this collab? But you see the yellow of Belle's dress, the browns of like the Beast and his suit, and you know, a romantic pink in there. We have a couple options with it. You can go pretty neutral or have some fun with the blues over here or the yellows like I'm gonna do today. We have a couple blushes with the little teapot guys on it. Mrs. Potts. So very classic kind of pink and chip. I'm intrigued by this blush. It's like blush bronzer. I think I'm going to use both of the blushes, layer them. Special guest, which is a highlighter. I'm not sure I'd be able to use this entire highlighter in my whole life. It's huge. Couple lippies, lip glosses, and then there are these lipsticks, a brown and a pink. Yeah, we'll see which one we use. I'm going to do like the eye look first and then decide. So let's get into it. For the blush, I'm going to start off first with Chip, this darker one. I'm going to build it up slowly. Sometimes ColourPop blushes can be really pigmented, so what I like to do is go into the pan with a brush and then the back of my hand, just in case there's excess, especially with a powder blush. So for the placement of the darker blush, I'm going to go a bit lower, kind of like swooping under like the apple of my cheek there. Basically using the blush to create shape, like a bronzer. I like doing this with browny kinds of blushes. Yeah, that's a nice shade. If you had medium toned skin, I think it would be really nice. Like, gives that kind of sunburnt, sort of sun-kissed color. Now I'm going to go in with the pink blush, Mrs. Potts, on top of that, a little bit more on like traditional blush placement area. A little bit higher. Fill in the cheek a bit. And just buff the two together. Actually, these powder blushes, these seem lighter than sometimes ColourPop blushes are. I have a couple and they are so pigmented. No formula is like better than another. It's just like knowing how to use the product for what you want from it, right? All right, let's go in with this highlighter. I'm a little nervous because, I don't know, when you put out one shade of highlighter, you may be leaving out either fair skin or deeper skin because, you know, on fair skin, if it's too dark, you're going to see the pigment, and vice versa. If it's too light on darker skin, you're going to see the pigment. But maybe you could do a bit of mixology in that you go into one tone more than the other. I'm going to go more into the kind of yellowy thing happening there. I feel like I had a ColourPop highlighter once. I don't remember my thoughts. Okay. It's got like this little flecks of like sparkle in it. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it, but I don't love that for a highlighter. So let's just keep it light. I don't want to go too much in it. It's a nice color, but I don't like the sparkle. Ugh. Okay. Oh my god, I got flecks of it in my eyebrow even. I'm just gonna try and show you what I mean. Kind of looks nice on camera. Little specks of sparkle. All right, eyeshadow, let's get into it. First thing I'm gonna go in with is Ballroom Dance, so the yellow. And I'm gonna put that all over the eyelid. There's a bit of sparkle in this too. ColourPop, why you gotta put little sparkles in everything? I'd prefer if it was matte, but whatever. It's like, it's a specific formula of the ColourPop eyeshadows. I'm not trying to diss ColourPop eyeshadows. I have quite a few palettes that I like. But it's like this micro glitter. It's like you think you're getting a matte, but then there's little particles of glitter. Ooh, this has a really cool reflect, this one. It's like pink and blue. Ooh. Anyway, I digress. I'm gonna start in the center there and blend across the whole lid. It's a very pale yellow. So when I'm putting shadow all over the lid, I like starting in the center of the eye and then moving toward the outer edge and then going in so that I can fade it a little bit into the inner corner. I'm gonna start to like create dimension and depth by using this shade and these shades maybe. We'll see. Kind of going back and forth with the browns. First this one, Kind Hearted. And I'm just gonna kind of stamp it into the crease because of those glitters. I'm a little nervous about like lifting them up. Bringing it pretty far into the inner corner. Together, those work really nicely. It's like almost like a beachy sunset starting to happen on the eye. Oh god. The sparkles in the eyebrow hairs. Not the vibe. Then I'm going to take one of these domed type of brushes and go in with this caramel shade. It's called Beast. And really start to add depth to the outer corner. I like these kinds of brushes because you can just sort of stamp with it to really get a good amount of pigment in an area like the outer V. Now using an even smaller brush, like a pencil brush, into the darker brown west wing, this one, I'm basically like moving from bigger brush to smaller brush on like how small of an area I'm covering. So this is going right along the lash line. And I'm going to start bringing this shadow onto the lower lash line. I do want to grunge up the lower lash line like a little bit more than I might initially think, because I usually find by the time I put lashes on, it's like, oh, I wish I darkened that a bit more. So I'm going between the two darker brown shades. I'm just really smoking it out. A little bit dramatic. Like it looks a bit odd. Before mascara, I want to go in with the gold Inner Beauty. right here, this one. Get some real shimmer happening. I'm also going to go into Curious Mind, this copper here, and put that shimmer towards the blend happening here with the browns, just a little bit. I'm also going to add some of that copper to the lower lash line so that even though it's smoky, it's going to catch the light a little bit. And I'm basically done, just putting a bit more of that smoke back on the upper lash line. I often find when I add the shimmer on top, like I'll have to go back in with the darkest color. Okay, definitely time for mascara to put this all together, and then I'll be back to finish it off with lips. Okay, here's the eye look. I popped in a little bit of brown liner in the waterline. This is Makeup Forever Dimensional Dark Brown. Just a little bit. I didn't go quite into the inner corner, but just to add a bit more like grunge, and some half lashes. I feel like I've got the Beauty on the like top lid and then Beast on the lower lash line, which is kind of cute. For the lip, I'm thinking of leaning into the brown tones because that's what we've got going on here. So this one's called Last Petal. I just want to see the color before I think about maybe adding a liner to it. This is the type of brown, I don't know, something about this very specific shade. I've had a couple other like formulations of it, but it's like I don't know, almost a reddish brown, and I don't always like the way it looks on me. I'm gonna just like smudge it out. Then I'm gonna go in with a liner. This collection didn't come with a liner, so I'm just gonna use Makeup Forever Versatile Chestnut. This is like a touch darker, touch more purpley brown. I'm gonna add the other lipstick, like this probably isn't gonna do much at all, but this is the shade Not So Odd, and just put it in the center of the lip. It's a little nod to that pink, because like my cheeks have the pink and brown on it. I feel like that's kind of interesting. All right, what do we think? Gloss? No gloss? I wish you guys were here to tell me what you want to see. Let's use the gloss today. Why not? I'm going to go in with Kind and Gentle, the brown one. Just patting it on top. I think that was a good call. Ooh, I'm kind of liking this look. Yeah, here's the finished look. I think this was fun to, even though it's like a Disney princess collection, to lean into making it a little bit darker, kind of. Yeah, I'm really happy with this look. In terms of the actual products, I mean, if you've used ColourPop once, you've used it for life. They don't really switch up their formulas. I always think of ColourPop as sort of like having these really reliable mattes that are both buildable and pigmented. The shimmers aren't things I necessarily go for from ColourPop often. In particular, I really just wish they would stop putting those little tiny flakes of shimmer in something that should just be a matte. That's just a ColourPop thing. I don't know why they do that. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you think of that, if you have some ColourPop palettes. I have many ColourPop palettes. I really like their like 9-pan ones when you want just like these blendable shades of like mints or blues. I love them for that. And yeah, I did really like the blush. I found it blendable, buildable. I really love this shade. I think I'm going to be busting it out for summer because it has that sun kiss look to it. And I thought they played really nicely together. Highlighters, a big no for me. I don't like that glitzy shimmer, and I don't know, the pan is just so big to like have in one's collection. Like if you are interested in picking up any of these products because you're a Beauty and the Beast fan, like I don't necessarily recommend this one, but that's also my taste. I'm loving the layering of the lip I did. I like the combo happening here, and I might not have said, but these do have a little bit of shimmer in it, but I'm definitely okay with a little bit of sparkle in a gloss. Definitely happy with that. Yeah, that's it for today. I hope you liked this tutorial, and thank you so much if you made it this far. Please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. It really helps support the channel. And until next time, may you find a little bit of makeup magic in the meantime, and I'll see you next time. Bye, witches.